All right, time for another quick little update. Hopefully shouldn't be too long. Couple things, excuse me, since the last update was that, as you see, the front bumper is off and the front fenders are gone. Had the hood and the front bumper taken to local shop to have a little touch-up work done on it. The hood had a couple rock chips from a couple years ago in it, so I wanted to have that done. And the front bumper, taking the engine in and out, I had accidentally bumped the front bumper a couple times with the cherry picker, so it had a couple bad spots in it, so he was going to fix that for me too. And the fenders are gone, as I've mentioned before, due to the bad job, basically, for just to be honest, that the guy that did the wide body kit on it, like I've mentioned in past videos, quality was good, just didn't do it right, basically. I mean, just to be honest, he just didn't do it right. And the front fenders, the wheels, the front fenders only ran down like half the wheel well instead of sticking all the way out and covering the front wheel well. So, like I mentioned before, it was picking rocks up and throwing them back into the rear wide body kit and just, chipping up all the paint and just destroying that. He basically just didn't make them wide enough. And I don't know why, because he had the wheels and tires and he had the whole setup and, but that's a long backstory that I've kind of mentioned before and whatnot. But the guy that's doing the paint work for this, he took some pictures of it, friend of mine, and he's like, yeah, I can take care of that for you. I can fix it for you. So he's going to fix that for me. So he's working on that, which is good. So hopefully we won't have to worry about that this summer. And basically he's going to kind of match the same style and flare that was on the rear wide body kit. So the front kind of matches the rear in that fashion. So other thing was I took the rear front shroud out here because of, if I can kind of pull this out of the way here quick, the kind of hard to see it down in there. Oops, sorry. Kind of hard to see it down in there. But the crank support system that I got down in there to help support the crank with the extra boost and stuff like that that's going on. The supercharger tensioner pulley setup was like a little too tight. So it was not auto tensioning like it should, the heavy duty one I got from VMP. So I thought I was going to have like a custom like little spacer made for it, but turned out I had a spacer for it. And I had originally tried it, but I thought it was too loose. Well, it was loose until you started tightening it down and kind of torqued it down a little bit. And then it seems like it sucked it up, and I can snap on it, and it seems good. Won't know 100% sure until I get the supercharger back in and I can double check it. But just kind of putting tension on it and then letting the socket go. It seems to snap up. Before it was a little bit lazy when it would kind of come up. Now it seems to kind of snap up. So I think that is going to be good and okay as far as that goes. So I think we're good there. The other thing I had been waiting on for them to make them, because I had done a pre-order for them, was these right here. And I wish I would have done this a long time ago. So I ended up switching, instead of the screw-on type AN fittings that, unfortunately I haven't taken the engine off and apart and out so many times, being the aluminum AN fittings, the threads had just gotten kind of galled up a little bit. And that one over there, actually, the hose is kind of leaking a little bit, so I have to replace that hose. But they just kind of gotten galled up a little bit, versus these, really slick-like, are quick disconnect, AN fittings now, and works super slick. So I don't know why I didn't know about it. If somebody else knew about these, that's great. I hadn't seen them before until I was scrolling Instagram and happened to see an ad for this company that was making them. And I got in a pre-order because the specific ones I needed, they hadn't manufactured yet, but were going to be. So I waited about 6 weeks and I finally got them. But yeah, so they're just quick disconnect and fittings now, so need to take the engine apart or out or take the rails off or anything like that. Don't got to worry about messing up the threads or anything like that. You know, just slip back and boom, quick disconnect for the fuel rails. So really slick as far as that goes. Like I had mentioned, one for each side. That's a 60. I got a 90 over here just due to the kind of space issues, but this is the one that had the hose that was leaking on it. Just over the course of time and stuff like that, was leaking a little bit. So get a new one there, and obviously I don't need an angle now with this, so I can just get a straight one in there. Sorry, it's a little close there. But again, really, really slick and neat design that I found. So it's gonna make it so much easier to do stuff like that. If I need to, like I said, take it out, hopefully not anymore, take it in and out. But if I do, definitely makes that a lot easier and slicker to do. So should be good there. But otherwise, that's kind of a quick recap. It hasn't been too terribly much. Like I said, just waiting on those lines to come in, or those connectors to come in, and had to get on his schedule to fix the fenders and the hood and stuff like that. So just kind of waiting on some stuff, but just kind of been a little while. But I had a little bit of updates because those connectors finally came in, so I could get those on. And just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. They said next to get the fan shroud and stuff back in and get this all hooked back up, and then get the supercharger back on. Got to get that cable ordered. Sorry, got to get that cable ordered, but hopefully that'll be in this week. But I can work on a couple other things, and I can start getting the supercharger back on. And hopefully, you know, we get a little bit, maybe starting towards the end of the month, we get a little bit of a warm up, can hopefully open the door a little bit, and we can continue to work on some tuning and some idling and fueling and all that kind of fun jazz, so that come spring here and hopefully in a few months, can get it out and get going. But that's kind of where we're at. Sorry, I said I was going to keep this short, but thanks for watching. Bye.